Well, ladies and gentlemen, I finally completed the game House of Ashes. My experience with it was I had fun. The story was compelling. It was way better than the last two entries. I ain't gonna say way better, but it was different from the last two entries. You know, Man of Medan and Little Hope, they both had practically the same ending to it, but this one had a different outcome and a different story. By the way, also the gameplay footage that you're about to see, it's not my gameplay footage, but it's the same experience that I had. I haven't found a way yet to insert my gameplay footage onto YouTube just yet, or how to do the process, but I'm gonna try to figure that out, and then maybe from now on I'll start putting my own gameplay footage. But the gameplay footage you are about to see is from Scirocco, and I think the other content creator's name is Big Daddy Jade. I'm sorry if I butchered both of your names, but I will put the link to the footages in the description. 90% of it I use Scirocco's. I'm sorry again if I butchered the name. And Big Daddy Jade as well, I use theirs. Or BDJ, I use theirs. About one, I think it's like one or two clips I use. What I'm gonna do is there's gonna be a little series called Long Story Short. What I'm gonna do is I'll simplify the story as best as I can, and it's gonna be heavy spoilers, and then at the end of the video I'll give you guys my review and what I think of the game completely. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked it, liked it. If you dislike it, go ahead and dislike the button. I can see it. Subscribe. I'm gonna try to make YouTube, a thing for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I also would like to add, I don't know what I'm doing at all. So if things seem everywhere, please forgive me. I'm trying my best to learn as I go and just do it and learn from my mistakes. If you guys have any advice to give me or any kind of criticism, anything I could work on better, let me know. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do different things. I want to be consistent as best as I can with uploading to YouTube. And it ain't going to be just video games. I could be commentating on certain things and putting my opinions in things as well. But that's pretty much it. But yeah, going on to the video now. The game starts out in 2231 BC. This guy in Belathu is about to kill this other guy, Karum, and apparently they're racist against one another or something. Anyways, he stopped by a guard because the king wants to see Belathu at his throne or something like that. He wants him to kill some chick. The chick gets killed. Meanwhile, Karum escapes the prison, killing the guard, and an eclipse happens. Monsters come out, things get wild, and everybody dies. And now we're in 2003 in Iraq. Bush is leader of the free world. We're introduced to Eric King flying in. Then we cut to Ashley Tisdale, a.k.a. Rachel King, a.k.a. Queen Bitch, getting shagged by another dude named Nick K. Come to find out, Rachel and Eric are married or divorced, or I don't know. Anyways, everybody gathers for briefing and discuss about some underground storage where chemical weapons are stored. Later on, we're introduced to Iraqi soldier Salami, I don't know. He comes home from war with a gift for his son, who we never meet, for his birthday. But he's called back to war again by Dar, his captain, warning him about the Americans coming. Later on, the U.S. military arrive to the location and shit goes south. A guy named Joey dies, and out of nowhere, Salim wants to stop killing. And an earthquake or something happens, and a hole swallows both Americans and Iraqis down. They're all separated, exploring tunnels and caves, all that. Meanwhile, the monsters from the beginning of the game, they're creeping around in this tunnel. Nick and Jason are the first two to reunite. Then they later on reunite with Clarice and Merwin. Merwin is hanging. They cut him down. Clarice gets pulled by the monster. Nick and Jason carry Merwin and get away. Then we cut to Salim. Salim fights a monster and gets crushed by a truck falling from the sky. Eric and Rachel stumble upon a tape recorder where we're introduced to an archaeologist named Randolph. Basically, he describes the creatures and his experience with them. Then out of freaking nowhere, they're interrupted by Dar sliding down like that Lil Nas X meme and starts blasting at Eric and Rachel. Man, this guy's shooting sucks. But they get away. Dar still pursues. Rachel and Eric slide down a hill. He passes her a rope. He uses his weight to hold her back, but she's too heavy or he's too weak. Man, this guy follows protocol and just yeets Rachel down the hole by cutting the rope. Jason, Nick, Eric, oh yeah, Merwin reunite. Power goes out. Realize Dar's somewhere around. They look for Dar. Hear Joey in the hall. Now Nick and Jason look for Joey. We cut to Salim. Salim starts fucking with the monster. The monster's alive. He then tries to get away, finds out it's afraid of light, then kills it with a rod through the heart. We then cut back to Jason and Nick. They get shot at by Dar looking for Joey. Nick and Jason get separated. Celine grabs Nick. They work together to kill a monster. The monster gets taken to get autopsy. Nick and Jason set traps around for intruders. Then we cut to Ashley Tisdale waking up in a Tampax commercial gone wrong. We then bump into Clarice and get away from the monster. We then cut back to Nick and Jason, where Joey, who's some kind of a demon, now attacks them. Nick pulls out a UV light and burns Joey, who then falls down a pit. We cut back to Rachel and Clarice trying to escape. Clarice doesn't feel good. They're both getting bitchy at one another. Then they become friends again. Clarice is sick because the monster did things to her. Rachel swings across his ledge. Clarice stays behind. We then cut to Nick, Jason, and Eric trying to fix a radio. Merwin ends up helping them. Dar shows up with Salim. Dar ends up knocking out Eric and kills Merwin after fixing the radio. Nick radios for help. They have a shootout. Dar retreats. Rachel reunites with the crew. Then a love triangle drama ensues. Eric finds out Nick and Rachel have been screwing around behind his back. But anyways, the monsters start pursuing them. They're trying to keep them out as best as possible, but they fail. The monsters break through and a battle ensues. Rachel gets on this machine gun and looks like a total badass firing at the monsters. They end up escaping into another room where Dar is hiding. Everybody pulls guns. They end up squashing their problems and work together. Another battle ensues. Battlefield emerges as a demon. Rachel gets impregnated. Dar dies. Everybody gets separated again. Salim and Jason run into each other. They decide to work together. Salim decides to tell Jason that he thinks what's after them are vampires. They explore further in the caves and discover an elevator and use it to go down further in the cave. We then cut to Little Hope 3 years prior. Rachel gets all sad and then she gets happy. Then pulls out in front of a truck, and I guess that's how Eric ended up with a prosthetic leg. Oh yeah, Eric has a prosthetic leg. We then cut back to Nick and Rachel waking up. They kiss. Eric catches them. Battlefield interrupts and starts chasing them. They play hide and seek and win. They go the same way Jason and Salim went by following their trail. Oh yeah, after all the shit Rachel and Nick did, she fucking leaves Nick for Eric, and Eric takes her back with no problem at all. What a cuck. Anyways, we cut back to Jason and Salim exploring further down the cave where they find Karoom, the guy that was almost killed by that other guy in the beginning of the game. Yeah, they find him half decomposed, covered in vampire jizz, and alive. Yeah, Karoom, he's alive. Well, Salim kills him, and Salim and Jason awaken a vampire monster in a cocoon, and they get chased by they get chased, and Nick helps them escape. And now Nick, Rachel, Jason, and Salim and Eric are reunited. Salim and Rachel make a song together. Rachel's Gluck Gluck 3000 starts squirming around and gets all That's So Raven and has like a past vision of a huge turd heading towards Earth. She almost Jeffrey Epstein's herself, but doesn't. Now she says that that turd that was heading towards Earth, or what that the monsters were riding on or came on. Well, Nick and Jason try to save her with monster vampire jizz. After exposed to the UV light, she gives birth to her baby through the mouth, then aborts it. They all round up to find a mother load of cocoons. Nick volunteers to set explosions on the cocoons. He succeeds and he gets Salim to blow them up. Nick lives and radios them. Salim saves Nick from Balathu. Salim separates from the others. Jason goes in and saves him. They all go back up an elevator and start climbing out the underground cave. Rachel and Nick are the last two to climb out. Just as she climbs out, Clarice emerges. They fight. Rachel Spartan kicks Clarice over the ledge and everybody escapes safely. Just when you thought it was over, a solar eclipse begins and all hell breaks loose. The remaining monster, vampire, alien turd riders emerge and another battle ensues. Just as all hope is lost, the helicopter that was radioed earlier pulls up in the most badass way and mows the monster, vampire, alien turd riders with turrets on the helicopter. They all get saved and questioned by the government, and that's the end of the House of Ashes. So that was pretty much it. Your decisions that you make in the game, of course, may differ from what I got. And again, the reason I use those gameplay footage is because I had the same exact outcome as the two content creator gameplay footage that I used. So my review on the game, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. The story was different. It didn't have the same ending as the last two did. But other than that, the game was fun. I enjoyed it. The fact that Rachel decided to stay with Eric and kind of screwed over Nick, and then Eric still took Rachel back knowing that she cheated behind him, that's kind of sus to me, man. There was a trailer at the end of the game. It was called The Devil in Me. It's set to come out this year. Ain't no telling. Nowadays, games get pushed back, or released and it's not completed. So many glitches and bugs. And overall, I have fun. The story kept my attention. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's all I gotta say. It was a lot of fun. Was it a great game? No. Was it decent? Yeah. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Just due to the fact that some of the acting was kind of out of whack a little bit. The dialogues didn't have the certain emotion set for that dialogue. And certain things just didn't click right. But anyways, if you guys want me to review or try out any games that you guys want to recommend, go ahead, comment down below what you would want me to review. That's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, leave a like, dislike, comment. It helps me out. I'm just starting out with YouTube. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it, and I'm hoping I'm keeping you guys entertained. But yeah, this is my first video, I guess you can say. I'm just learning as I go. Again, I want to give all gameplay footage credit to Shirako. I'm hoping I'm saying their name right. Shirako and Big Daddy Jade. I appreciate it, and you guys stay safe out there.